Hi, everybody. It's me, Lupus Journey. I want to say happy belated Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'm planning to stay in touch with you this month because I get a lot of questions. People asking me um, how I won my disability case and how I won it without an attorney because I fired my attorney midway in. But so I thought I'd do, like, I don't know if you call it a series, maybe 10 parts of some short videos where I can just kind of give you some tips of things that you can do to, even if you use an attorney, things that you can do to better prepare yourself to win your case. Um, I in no way can guarantee that you'll win your case. I can't promise anything except for the fact that I can pass along information that I used that helped me win my case. Okay. So the first thing is first and foremost, let me say, if you're working and you become disabled and then you go out on short-term disability and then turn around and uh, convert to long-term disability, I hear that it is much easier to get approved if you're off work on long-term disability. Um, I have a friend that was approved the first time she applied. She didn't have to appeal or anything, but she went out on her job. She went out on short-term disability, and then they had to switch that to long-term, because short-term only covers a certain amount of time. And after she did the long term, while she was on long term, she applied for disability through the Social Security Administration, and she was approved. So I hear that that is one of the best ways to win your case um, if you're just, discovering that you're disabled or you're just not able to continue working any longer. That might be something to look into. Now, having said that, the first thing you need to do is get all your medical records. Everything that you can think of from, 10 years ago. The Social Security Administration they will tell you that they only need like the last, I don't know, 90 days or last 2 years or something like that. It's really a short amount of time. And what I find is if you only, like for me, I had problems um, that went back 10, 12 years that contributed to my disability. So when they just asked for recent records, what that meant was, I lived in a totally different state. So what that meant was that they were not getting a lot of my official diagnoses if I only allowed them to pull the last 90 days. So what you want to do, you want to make sure that you get all the medical records, even if it's going back 12 years, because sometimes your diagnosis is, beyond that 90 days. So be sure you get that. Get copies of all your medical records and always remember to go through the records and make sure that nothing is missing. I requested medical records, lab results, lab reports, doctor's notes, prescriptions, diagnoses, and I made sure it included all of that. If I had x-rays or MRI, I requested copies of those. So you want to make sure that, it seems like that might be a bit too much. Maybe it's, overkill. But trust me, you might end up needing those records, and you may not be able to have another opportunity to go back and get those records. So you want to make sure that you get those records. And then You want to make sure that you get a record of your earnings. You can get that from the Social Security Administration, ssa.gov. Just go out there, you put in your personal information. It will allow you to pull up your earnings statement. You want to print that off just so you know, if you met all your quarters or not. You want to have that information with you. So when you go in, maybe it's something that's not correct on it. Maybe you need to have them research something. So you want to make sure you have a copy of your earnings. Um, and let's see, get the medical records. Um, then you want to make an appointment or go, excuse me, go online and apply. You can do it one of two ways. I think when you apply online, at some point you still have to go in. So it might be better to just go in and file, you know, with a person, and then go through everything and have them kind of help you fill out the paperwork and everything. And um, and then maybe follow up with the rest of it online. You can check the status online. You can do all of that online. When you do go in, you can either make an appointment or you can just go in, take a number, and wait to be seen. You would need a government issued ID, a driver's license, a passport, a state ID, as well as you would need your social security card. And all of this stuff needs to be need to match your name. And then you want to be prepared to, when you go in and make your appointment, you really want to be prepared to defend your position, your disability. Because, and what I mean by defend, you want to make sure that the condition that you have, that you're claiming is making you disabled, you want to make sure that you have supporting documentation that says that. So you can't go in there and, you know, claim to have limited limbs. You only have, you know, 3 of the 4 limbs or 2 of the 4 limbs, and go in there and you have 2 prosthetics. You know what I mean? Because obviously you're not as limited as you would be without the prosthetics. So you want to make sure that you can go in there and really defend and show cause for your disability claim. And then another thing that you want to make sure that you do before going in to make your appointment, you want to read and review the list of conditions that the Social Security Administration has on their website that they will approve for disability. And I'll touch more on that tomorrow or the next day whenever I do the next video, because I want to keep them kind of short. But what you want to do is look at that, and I'm going to talk about the grid rules. That's something that my attorney knew nothing about. And actually, they say 90% of attorneys don't even know about this grid rules. But I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to make a note to make sure I talk about that on my next one. So I'm going to keep this one short. This is just kind of some FYI when you're getting ready to apply. I'm going to touch bases tomorrow on your paperwork and defending your condition. Okay? So that is the first thing. And I told a couple of people I'm going to walk you through it. But then you're going to have to do all the research work. If I say it's on ssa.gov, you have to go there and get it, and so on and so forth like that, because I don't want to take up a lot of time. But anyway, that's the first thing. So make sure you go to all your doctors, hospitals as well. Don't forget hospitals. If you had any hospital stays, if you, you know, were transported by ambulance anywhere, get those records. You want all the records of your medical history so that you can comb through them and see what's relevant and what supports your claim. Okay, so I will talk to you all tomorrow. Love you much, miss you, and I'm sending you loopy lovies and pulls of spoon and praying that you have a pain-free day today. Okay, bye-bye.